watching Island Hooking, and today I wanted to do kind of something different. I wanted to share with you how I rigged my kayak, and also some people have been asking me how I did it. So today I figure is a good day to kind of share with you guys some of the modifications I made on the Predator PDL. Keep in mind, I'm still working on it, fine-tuning it yet because I'm still new at the game, and I'm sure I'll be adding on more things to it, or maybe taking it off, or maybe changing the whole thing around. But I'll kind of go, kind of feel it through and see what needs to be done, I guess, when the time comes. But it's been great modifying it. As you can see, I do now have a fish finder, and a lot of people have been asking me how I test the fish finder and how I kind of modified the cooler in the back of my kayak. So keep watching, and I'll go over with you on how I did it, and then you guys get to at least see the modifications I did. So come along with me, and I'll share with you what I did to the Predator PDL from Old Town. So on the cooler, I made some modifications. First of all, this is actually a white cooler. I plastic dipped the cooler. I made it black. I kind of was too bright and kind of threw the whole entire theme off and the way it looks, the green camo. So I kind of painted it black to kind of match with all the black parts. So just to make it look pretty good. I got the cooler back here, and I mounted the rod holders on top. I drilled the holes through and basically sent the bolts through to the other side, and had the nuts on the other side, and I just tightened it up with the stainless steel bolts. Of course, she can move up and down, and and it's mainly not for fish, but kind of using it for more for just to put my rods in a place where I can travel, and like I say, if I flip over, hopefully I won't break the tips and lose the rod. And also there's the same thing over here where I can put my jigging post here, or my spinning post, a place to put something at least, or if I want to put my a bat or whatever, I could, some different options. Also, I did mount these brackets here that mounted down to the plates down the bottom, and I was able to let me just move this inside so you can see better. I was able to put these straps on. I got it from Ace Hardware. You can buy the nylon straps and the clips. So I made it where I could tie it down so the cooler don't run away. And if I ever had to jettison the cooler, I can just take off these snaps. So I have one on both sides, and I have one in the back. So if I really wanted to take the cooler off, I could just snap it off, and I could just lift the cooler up, and I could actually put it on the ground if I needed to, if I ever need to take the cooler off. So it's not a permanent thing. I didn't want it to be permanent, and it's great that for the Predator we do have these mounting plates, so it helps. And I also put in more brackets in the areas on the bottom so that I could attach, these clips to my poles and so on. So it just made it easier with these plates. So I'm glad that the Predator came with this. So it just helps. But again, it is something I figure. The reason why I was thinking of putting a cooler, because I've seen the fish bags, and a lot of the time, it's flat, and I want something to hold its shape. And at the same time, I could use it as a place to mount things. I know a lot of people with baskets and all that, but I figure I could kill two birds with one stone, have a cooler to put fish, and yet be able to mount things on at the same time. But again, I might think of changing the configurations if I'm thinking of putting an outrigger back here for more stability, or if I was thinking of maybe, I was recently thinking of maybe putting a fish bag, but I've been looking around for one that does hold its shape, and I was thinking of putting the fish bag here and mounting these rod holders over here instead. So can you imagine having the rod holder over here instead? So I was thinking of doing it this way, mounting the rod holders here instead. So you will notice that it will still be in a 45-degree angle, so if I do roll over, my poles hopefully will survive. And of course, I have mounting brackets in the front where I can put these Trailblazer rod holders onto the front as well. So I can actually put 4 poles facing 45 degrees. So two in the back and two in the front. So hopefully, if I do roll over, my poles would be safe. So I was just thinking, and if I ever had to put a fish bag in the back, and I still might. So again, I'm just kind of figuring things out as I go. But these Trailblazer products are really fantastic, because they're, you can put it anywhere pretty much, and I like the way it is. And so far, it's been really sturdy. I haven't had any problems so far, so something you guys might want to think about. But yeah, that's just the reason why I kind of built this. And I figured if I had to put a big fish on, I could just take these things off, put them to the front, and I could actually throw the fish on the cooler and probably strap it down, perhaps. It's just a theory, of course, until I actually do it, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But the biggest thing that I like about it is that it does act like a flotation device. As you have seen if you haven't seen my other videos when I was trying to flip the Predator over, and when I did crash and burn the last video, and you guys probably seen it. If not, then go take a look at it. But unfortunately, I didn't have my GoPro at that time. But it did actually work the same way as you seen it in my video, where it kind of stayed upright. Without the cooler, if I had a fish bag, it'll have just flopped over, and and it would have stayed that way. Then it would be that much harder for me to flip it back over. But in that situation, it stayed this way, this way instead of this way. So it's easy for me to just grab it and push it right over. So that's the only great thing about having the cooler here. It did really help out in those rough waters, especially when the waves keep pounding you. You gotta move fast. And you don't want to keep getting hit by the waves, and at the same time try to grab your stuff and try to flip the kayak over. So with the cooler here, it just made it easy for me to just grab and just flip it, and it was simple as that. So it has its pros and cons. Yeah, it's kind of big, bulky. People might think that it's kind of the stability part, because the cooler set a little bit higher. Because I did put a board underneath that I kind of created. It kind of lifted. It's kind of like off the bottom of the kayak, or above the kayak, should I say, about good 3 to 4 inches, because apparently the cooler was too big. It couldn't fit inside, and there's like a little area over here that's lifted. So I needed to even it out. So I put a board on the bottom, and so the cooler could sit evenly in the kayak. But it works so far. It's a little bit more added weight, but again, I'm still thinking of if this is such a good idea or not. Until I really put it to the test, I'll know. But we'll see. You never know. But I'll show you guys how I mounted the wheels in the back. A lot of people have been asking how I do it, so let's go take a look. So as you see, like I said, I did set up another clip back here, and maybe you can see on the bottom, maybe I can get a better angle. You see that board over here that I made, the platform, and I attached on the bottom part of the nylon to that part, and then I kind of attach it to the cooler. And then, so if I wanted to take off the wheels, all I have to do is just release the clip, and the wheels will just come out. Now I'll put the wheels back in, and I'll cinch it back in. And you notice that the edge kind of goes, the edge of the wheels, the side part kind of goes inside the kayak, so it keeps it from moving left to right. So I kind of lucked out on that, and this just keeps it from going anywhere. So that's what I did. And if you look in the back part, I added this feature on. A blinking light. So only because we drive at night to the site, that I kind of wanted to add something so that the people in the back can see the kayak. So I don't want them to smash into my kayak or my truck, since it kind of sticks out far from my tailgate. And of course I get the flag, but that's something to think about. You get that at any bike store, or even Walmart carries these kind of things. What I did is I added this PVC pipe. And I did it so that this way, a lot of times when I'm trying to take the fish, I figure if I'm going to take the fish off the line, or if I need to rig my pole up or something, I have a place to put my pole, and then I can free up my hands and do what I need to do, set up my line like that. And I remember the last time I had a hard time trying to figure out where can I put my pole while I try to take the fish off. So now with this PVC pipe, I just put my pole here and I can free up my hands and I should be good to go. And I also get this little cup here that I put on the side. The cup was for, if I had to wash my hands, or if I was thinking if there's, if I ever catch a fish and there's blood inside the deck area in here, I can just lift this thing up, and then I can actually, scoop the water with the cup, and then all the blood can go, where the pedal drive is, and I don't have to have all blood inside here, yeah, from the fish. So I figure this might come in handy when the time comes, yeah. And of course, you can see I have my Rail Blazer mounting bracket here. So if I ever wanted to move from the pole holder from the cooler to the front, I could. I have that option, yeah. So, and there's something good about these plates. It really helps. And of course, this magnetic mount. You can actually get it from fishfindermount.com. And this is where I actually got it from, and it actually it's pretty strong, the magnets. But I suggest if you do decide to get it, buy the most strongest magnets that they got, because the hull of the kayak is kind of thick. So you want strong magnets, and be careful how you handle it, because you can smash your fingers, which I did. And they warn you, to not to smash your fingers, but even though they did warn me, I still smashed it. So it kind of hurt for like a week or so. So be very careful. It's really powerful. But keep in mind, yeah, even though it's magnetically, stuck together on the boat, because there's a magnet that goes inside as well as a magnet that's outside. Keep in mind that it's not sturdy. I mean it's strong, but even though it's, when you're in the water, it's wet, it'll move. You can actually slide this, see? It'll move. But it's strong, it's solid, but keep in mind that you can move it, yeah? Wherever you want it to move, but it won't come off as easy. Unless you actually peel it off, but like this, then it'll start to open, but if not, it'll be good. It'll be pretty solid. And then you can just release this down, and it'll go down like this. So, it's pretty cool. It works. No problem with it so far, and you can lift it up like this, so get it out of the way, so you don't have to worry. I like it. I don't like to drill into the boat, or have an arm sticking on the side and just all these things sticking out. It's real clean. It looks real cool looking, and it does a trick. And I didn't think that this thing would be really strong, but it is. But just keep in mind again, it can move up and down, and I guess it's good because you can move them wherever you like, but it won't fall off that easily. The magnets is really strong on this. But just be careful you don't knock it off, because it can come off if you really hit it hard, yeah. And then I ran it through the top of the kayak. So then now I say let's go to the fish finder, because I know a lot of people are asking me how I attach the fish finder onto the pedal drive, and believe it or not, don't laugh now, okay? It's simple, cost effective, but yet it works. What I did is I attached the fish finder to the pedal drive, and I did it with zip ties, my friend. Zip ties. Because I didn't want to drill. Again, I'm scared to drill in the boat. I only drilled it in the plates, but I wanted the fish finder in the center, because I didn't want cords all over the place, and I want the cords to be real simple and clean looking. And I wanted it to go between the pedal and something kind of close to me, but yet not, something that not in the way. And this is the best place that I could, think of. But I didn't know how to mount it onto here, because there's kind of no way to mount it on, and this bracket is kind of huge. So one day this occurred to me, let's try zip ties. And my God, it works. It's solid as a rock. It's like I drilled through the pedal drive, that's how good this zip ties really work. So yeah, it's simple, but it's effective, it's clean, and you don't have to worry about drilling, and it'll just take minutes to do, but it's fantastic. And I went to Hobie, and I bought that bracket where you could actually, of course you got to drill through. That's the only thing. I had to drill through the hull, and put that Hobie piece where you could actually put the cords through the wires. so that keeps it nice and clean and goes right to the battery. And any Hobie dealer actually has it, so you can go to Hobie and pick that part up. But it worked really fine. And then after that, is this was easy to set up. So, but yeah, I hope this helps. Again, keep in mind I'll keep changing it around, and if I do ever make more changes, I'll definitely do more videos on it. Or if you see something that catches your interest, let me know and I'll videotape it for you guys. But until then, thank you for watching. Keep subscribing, and I'll catch you guys later on Island Hooking.